So you can feel free to start in a chair or seated on the floor on a block or the edge of a blanket, whatever is most comfortable for you. We're going to use our blocks today. We'll use our strap, a chair if you would like to have one handy, and definitely one blanket if you have sensitive knees. Or just to have on hand for the sitting on the edge, or to cover up for savasana, just to stay cozy. So I don't know how many of you follow or know Thich Nhat Hanh, who was an amazing Zen mindfulness master and teacher. And I've studied his work and used his books for many, many years. And he passed away just a few days ago. I think he was 90 or 95. I can't remember. But he left a legacy of teachings that are approachable, accessible for people of all ages. Just this beautiful, friendly soul. And his teachings on mindfulness are so universal. They just blend beautifully with, I think, pretty much most religions that I'm familiar with. And his teachings on breathing and mindfulness and breath in particular, I find really complement Rebbe Nachman of Wrocław, who I also study, and his teaching that when you take a breath, you are a new person. Every time you take a breath, you become a new person. And that wisdom is so deep. So what I'd like to do in honor of and in memory of Thich Nhat Hanh is to work with a couple of his meditations and use them throughout our practice today. So get comfortable seated, and I'm going to use this little tiny book called How to Sit. I have about, 20 of his books. This is a little tiny practice book, and it has this great breathing meditation. So what I'm going to do is I'll read it, and then as you hear me, you can repeat after me in your mind or out loud, and just go along with the words that I'm reading, and then we're going to take that concept and we're going to bring it through our whole practice today. So sitting nice and comfortably, maybe closing your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and just get settled to really feel your lower body being held by whatever is beneath you. Notice how you're feeling, both physically and mentally. Notice how your heart is in this moment. How is your heart today? And you might repeat these words as I read them. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. So let's try that on your own. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath goes slowly. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel ease. Breathing in, I smile. Let yourself smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Aware of my body, I breathe in. Relaxing my body, I breathe out. Aware of my body, I breathe in. Relaxing my body, I breathe out. Calming my body, I breathe in. Caring for my body, I breathe out. Calming my body, I breathe in. Caring for my body, I breathe out. Smiling to my body, I breathe in. Releasing tension in my body, I breathe out. Smiling to my body, I breathe in. Releasing tension in my body, I breathe out. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. And noticing the pace of your breath and the quality of your breathing right now. We're going to, from a seated position, we're going to release the neck and the shoulders to start. So let's bring the chin to the chest. Notice how that feels and take a few breaths into the back of your neck. Feel free to move the chin from side to side. So practicing through this whole yoga practice, breathing in, I stretch my neck. Breathing out, I release. Something like that, whatever resonates with you. Let your left ear come over the left shoulder so that the right side of the neck can gently, softly begin to open. Feel your right shoulder get a little heavier, moving away from your ear. And then tilt your chin slightly toward the ceiling or the sky. Go ahead and keep your ear tilted toward your left shoulder, but just turn your head, turn your neck so that you're gazing down toward the mat or the floor. And think of pressing your right shoulder down at the same time. And breathe here. Slowly, gently start to roll your chin toward your chest and bring the right ear over the right shoulder without any force, just letting the weight of the head help to open the side of the left side of the neck. Tilting the chin slightly upward. And think of pressing your left shoulder down gently away from that left ear. And then keeping the right ear over the right shoulder, go ahead and turn the head so you're looking down toward the right. Again, pressing your left shoulder down just slightly away, and you'll feel that front of the neck get a little deeper stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly roll the chin toward the chest, and then any movements that you would like to make with your neck, maybe you'll rotate from side to side or do some circles. Okay, let's do some shoulder circles. Now, if you have any chronic or acute shoulder issues here, what I do, you can modify by holding on to your shoulders and just making the movements really small and mindful. What I'll model or demonstrate for you is a bigger shoulder opener. So I'm on the edge of a block because we're going to do some big circles, and my hand will drag on the floor otherwise. So you can sit on 1 or 2 blocks or on a chair. But we're going to bring the arm out in front of us with, like you're going to shake hands with someone, so the thumb is up. And then keeping that thumb pointed the same direction, start to reach your arm up and over as far as you can. At some point, the thumb isn't going to want to stay in that position. So then you're going to turn your palm away from you so that your thumb points down, and then continue that circle back behind you. And then once you come around again, your thumb will miraculously be pointed up, and you're going to keep your thumb up as long as you can, and then when you need to, go ahead and turn the palm so the thumb faces down. Nice and slow, really slow movements here. Let's do 2 more on your own. Breathing in, I'm reaching up. Breathing out, I'm reaching down. Good. And then just shake your arm out. Notice how that right side feels compared to the left. And then as you're ready, we'll start with that left side. Left thumb is up, reaching up, and flipping the hand, reaching back behind you. Make the movement really slow so that you can really explore all the sensations that are happening in the shoulder. And you can gently warm that shoulder girdle up. Good. Breathing in, I'm reaching up. Breathing out, I'm reaching down. Let this be your last one. Good. So that articulation of the movement is really, of those small movements, is really what helps to get into all those muscles of the shoulders. Go ahead and shake that out. Good. And then we're going to come onto our backs with our straps. And make sure you have a block within reach. So feet are on the floor, knees are bent. Walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And then we're going to start to let the knees drop over to the left. And they're not going to go all the way to the floor possibly, right? And it depends how warm your lower back is right now. And just start to go back and forth nice and slow. Similar to the knee down twist that we do sometimes sitting. Nice and slow, just bring your breath to the movement. Side to side, we're getting into the deep hip flexors here, the quadricep muscles, the lower back. Your arms can be overhead, or they can be in a T position, or even on your body. So choose where you want your hands to be. The next time your knees are over to the left, go ahead and let them rest there. So the knees are to the left, the feet are still placed on the outer edges of the mat, but the soles of the feet are not on the mat. They're up off the floor. And then think of pressing your right knee down toward the floor a little bit more and tucking your tailbone to get into the front of the quadricep here, and breathe. You can reach your right arm overhead if you want a little more lengthening through the side body. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Good. And then pull your navel in. So really engage your core before you start to bring the knees up through center. And then let the knees fall to the right this time. And stay there at the right. Again, possibly pressing now the left knee or thigh toward the floor a little more, tucking the tailbone. Maybe the left arm comes overhead. Do whatever feels right for you. So this is all just recommendations, ideas, and you are the one living in your body, so you choose what you know will work for you. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then pull the belly in and start to bring the knees back through center. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back a little stretch. Maybe rocking from side to side. Go ahead and bring your feet to the floor, hip width apart to start, and we'll take our strap around the bottom of the right foot and flex that right foot and slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe you'll wrap the strap around your hands just so you don't have to grip or be too active with your hands. And just start to open up the back of the leg. If you shift your right hip bone, your frontal hip bone down toward the bottom of your mat, you will get a little more into the hamstring. It's like you're making more space in the side of your waist, and as you do that, you'll open up the leg a little more. Breathing in, breathing out. Use those straps to help guide your leg in some small circles. Your other leg can be straight or bent, whatever works for your back today. Change direction if you haven't already. And the next time your circle comes to a place where your leg is crossing over your body toward the left, go ahead and pause there and press your foot into the strap. Like you could kind of lengthen the leg out of the hip joint, and pause there and breathe. Name what you're doing. Breathing in, I hold the straps. Breathing out, I stretch my leg. It's a great way to bring mindfulness. You can take this practice right off the mat into your life as you make coffee or cook in the kitchen or drive your car. Go ahead and bring your leg back to center. And then hold on to the straps with your right hand and bring your left hand to your frontal left hip bone just to kind of keep it there as an anchor, so that reminds you that your buns will try not to lift on that side as you open your leg out to the right, just so you feel a stretch in your inner thigh. And if you need to bend your knee, your right knee, that's totally fine. And then pull the belly in as you bring the leg back up. We'll switch sides. Reestablish the connection with your shoulders down away from your ears, and flexing the left foot and shifting your left hip bone down a little bit, making space in the waist on the left side. And just pause here. Breathe into the back of the leg. Start to make some circles in one direction, noticing what you feel. Changing direction. Letting your leg pause as your leg is crossing over the body toward the right, and just hold your leg there. Use the straps for support. Extend that leg a little longer. Press with your foot into the straps. Start to bring the leg back through center, and then hold the straps with your left hand and ground your hip on that right side with your hand, and start to open the leg until you feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Breathing in, breathing out. You can put a little bend in that left knee if you'd like, and bring the leg back up to center. Release your strap and place it off to the side. Feet are on the floor, knees are bent, and then cross your right ankle over your left knee or thigh for a figure 4 stretch. This might be enough for some of you. Some of you might want to pull the left leg in close to you and hold on to it. Make sure that your head is supported. If you've got a huge space between your neck and the floor, or the crown of your head is touching with a huge gap at your neck, go ahead and put something under your neck to support you. And press your right knee away from your body. Let this be a nice active stretch, so feet are flexed. And let's change sides. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Let everything soften that can. Good. Go ahead and release both feet to the floor. We're going to take our block and bring it between the thighs. If you do have a pillow or anything that's propping your head up, you can remove it now. And we're going to bring those feet close to your bottom and bring them in toward each other, so they're the same width as your knees and your block here. So you're nice and supported here for a bridge pose. So hands can be on the floor, and as you press into your feet, go ahead and start to peel your hips off the floor and your back, and open up the front of the body. Breathe here. And start to lower down. We'll do that again. Breathing in to prepare. And as you breathe out, lift your hips. Squeeze the block a little bit. Press into your feet. As you press into your feet, you're going to feel the hips can lift a little bit easier. Take a breath here. Just activating the back of the body, opening the front of the body. And slowly lowering down. You can remove the block from between your knees and then hug your knees into your chest, either narrow knees or happy baby. If you want to do that, you can hold on to your feet or your shins, whatever feels good. Just release the back. Good. We're going to turn to the side and then roll onto our bellies. I have dog treats in my pocket, so I'm going to move those out of the way. Those won't feel good rolling around on those. I always have a dog treat in my pocket. That's why I'm the favorite in the house. Everyone thinks the dog loves me, but it's the cookies, it's the treats. Okay, you're laying on your belly. And we're going to do some cobras. We're going to do some cobra poses. So shift your hips around so they're flat on the floor. We're going to do a different version of a cobra pose. So I'd like you to keep your forehead on the floor to start. Hands come back behind you with the palms facing down. The tops of your feet are rooted into the floor. I want you to pull your belly button up as if there's a little tiny flame under your belly and you're just giving it some space. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your legs, and start to lift your head and chest off the floor, followed by those arms and hands. It's like you're going to reach back and touch your feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe. And lower down. Take a little breath here. Breathing in, I root down into my mat. Breathing out, I rise. So just start to rise. Keep your feet on the floor. Once you're up, pause here, breathing in, breathing out, reaching back. You're really strengthening your upper back here. And lower down. Let one cheek rest to the side. Maybe bring your hands up towards your head again and just let your legs wave from side to side. Releasing the lower back. Good. And now we're going to mindfully press ourselves up to hands and knees and into cat and cow. So bring the knees under your hips, wrists under the shoulders, and just start to move your spine in ways that feel good. So you might arch and release, or you might do some tail wagging. I like to rock forward and back, getting into the hips a little bit. Good. You can sit back and release your wrists if you need to. We're going to be on our knees a little bit, so for a kneeling lunge. So if you want to use your blanket under your knees, now would be the time to place that there. So we're going to have the blocks on the high, most likely the high setting at the top of your mat. And then bring your right foot forward. So we'll go from a deep lunge to a hamstring stretch. And these blocks are going to be like extensions of your arms. So we're going to bring them with us every time we move so that we can keep the chest open. So we're not hunched over. We've got a nice extension here. So come into a lunge that feels like a stretch for you. Keep your belly pulled in and imagine that right heel is magnetizing to the left knee. They're just kind of pulling in toward each other. And then when you're ready, start to straighten the front leg, walk your blocks back, and lift your toes. You might turn the toes from side to side. Pause anywhere that feels like you could use a little extra stretch. because we have 3 hamstrings back there. So when we move the foot, we can get into other aspects of the hamstring. Some of us have like outer hamstrings or inner hamstrings might be tighter, or the center hamstring. So just go where the energy takes you. Keep flexing your foot. And then start to walk your blocks as you come into another lunge. So I'm going to keep my left hand on my block, and I'm going to release my right hand. I invite you to do the same unless you feel really comfortable here and you want to stay. We're going to make this a more dynamic stretch. So I'm going to reach forward in my lunge with my right hand, and then reach up and back. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, reach up and back. You might even do that little articulation we did in our warm-up with your thumb up and then down, but whatever works for you. Let's do one more. If you're doing that movement with me, you can pause in your lunge with your hand on your hip, and just as you pull your belly in, just start to rotate your upper body to the right. A little gentle twist here. Maybe your arm will want to come up, and maybe your arm will stay on your hip, or you can keep yourself facing straight forward and just enjoy, enjoy the deep lunge that you're in. Good. If you're in a twist, you can slowly come out of that. And we're going to just take a little cat-cow just to release the spine before we switch to the other side. Okay. All right, bring that left foot forward. Coming into a nice deep lunge for you. Getting into that hip flexor and in the inner groin of the left leg. Pause in your lunge. Breathe. Breathing in, I ground my body. Breathing out, I release. Good, and now start to straighten the left leg. Bring your blocks with you as those left toes reach up to the sky. Press your heel into the mat, and as if you were going to drag your heel toward you, and shift your left hip back just a little bit. Play with making little rainbow shape with your foot to explore the hamstrings. Keep your belly engaged. Good, we're going to walk the blocks forward, come back into your lunge. You can stay just like this, or you can repeat what I did on the other side. So the right hand stays on the block. Left hand's going to come up, reach forward. Exhale. Inhale. Up and around. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up and around. So that front knee is going to bend a little deeper and then straighten a little bit as you move. Good. Next time you come up and around, maybe you'll land your hand on your hip and take a gentle twist. If you're twisting, go ahead and return back to center, and we'll come out of that. Take a child's pose if that's comfortable for you, and release your lower back. You can wiggle around from side to side. Okay, we're going to come to standing. You can have your chair nearby if a full forward fold is not comfortable for you, or you can have your blocks as well right in front of your feet. We're going to start in mountain pose, so those feet are hip width apart. That's about the width of 2 fists put together between your feet. So you can kind of eyeball it, or you can actually do it. That's hip width. We're in mountain pose. Shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. I am solid as a mountain. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive forward. Land somewhere that feels right for you today. I am firm as the earth. Good. Come up with a flat back, breathing in. I am solid as a mountain. Again, reach up. Breathing out. I am firm as the earth. Let yourself pause here in your forward fold. Let your head go. Pull your belly in, press into your feet. Let your hands slide up the front of your body, reaching out and up, and hands to your heart. Let's do some tapping on our acupressure points for our immune system. Tapping under the collarbones and center of the chest with a nice big ah and a smile. Ah, good soft knees, and now knocking or tapping on your rib cage. Big breaths in and out. Good. We're going to shake our arms out. We're going to march in place just for a brain balance. So marching in place, maybe tapping the hands or elbows to the knees, whatever works. Really all that matters is you're crossing over the body. Breathing in, I am marching. Breathing out, I balance my brain. Breathing in, I am marching. Breathing out, I balance my brain. Good. And then pause, and we're going to just do a little balance here. So left toes are facing forward. Squeeze that whole leg and bring the right knee up. You can use your arms out to the side if you'd like. You can use support next to you if you would like to. You can even use your blocks. You want to tap down on your blocks for support, you can. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other. Open up that heart. Breathe. And release. Other side. Right leg is the standing leg. Left knee bends and lifts. Breathing in, I'm rooted to the earth. Breathing out, I balance. And release. Good. Nice wide stance. Do some big hip circles. Okay. Let's bring the blocks to the top of your mat so they're there should you need them. We're going to bring the left foot forward, right foot back for a exalted warrior or reverse warrior. So the left knee is going to bend. The back arch is going to line up with the front heel. And we're going to keep the front knee bent, come into your warrior two pose, and then just reach that left arm up, right arm back to the thigh. Feel your feet really connected to your mat. Your belly is pulled in. Breathing in, I reach up. Take a side angle now. Breathing out, I am here. So that right arm can go straight up to the sky, or it can come at an angle. Breathing in, I reach up. Reverse your warrior. Breathing out, I am here. One more time on your own. Really feel yourself here, right where you are. I am here. Hineni. And go ahead and come on up. You can walk your feet together and then change over to the other side so that right foot is the front foot lined up with that back arch. Come into your warrior two to start. Make sure your knee is, rather than caving in, it's pressing toward the second and third toe. Reverse your warrior, reach up, breathe into your side body. Breathing in, I reach up. Breathing out, I am here. 2 more on your own. Good. Come on up. Walk your feet together. Do some hip circles. We're going to take a wide stance for a little Tai Chi inspired movement here. So the toes are pointed out slightly. Knees are very gently bent. Let's see, I've never really done this with a screen or with Zoom, so follow along as best as you can. I'll guide you with my words. So the right arm is going to come up and across the body, and I want your wrist and hand to be really soft. And then you're going to slowly trace your soft hand across your body toward the right as you bend your right knee. So we'll try that again. So soft knees, the right hand starts over to the left, and then slowly comes across the body to the right as you bend your knee. Now you're going to bring that left hand up and change sides. So left hand's going to cross the body as that right arm comes up. And you're just going to take turns. It's okay if it's not perfect. It's the quality of the movement. So as one arm is done reaching out, the next arm is ready to go. Look at your hand, your upper hand, as you do this. Just follow with your gaze. And just imagine that your body is moving through water. Good, very nice. And then just say to yourself, breathing in, breathing out. Can you get even softer with your movement? Let's do one more. Letting the hands settle just right in front of you, nice and soft. Good. Your legs are going to stay wide. You might even make them a little wider with the toes now facing forward for our Prosarita Stretch. So you can come forward in hip hinge here, maybe coming to blocks or the floor. Just release. Maybe walking your hands out in front of you to stretch the underarm area, or even over to the side and out. You can just play with this Prosarita stretch. There's lots of variations, but make it your own. Maybe you just stay right where you are. Squeeze those thighs so the kneecaps kind of lift up and the back of the legs can release more easily. Good. We're going to take the hands and press into whatever is beneath you and start to heel toe the feet together until your hands can come to your hips. You can rise up nice and slow. Good. And then we're going to come to our backs to the mat for legs up pose. So you'll use your block for this, or you could even use a blanket or two if that feels softer. Sometimes stacking blankets can feel a little more inviting for the hips. If you do have 2 blankets, then you could try that always. Otherwise, we're going to lift the hips and slide a block underneath till it feels like the hips are supported. And then you can stay in supported bridge right here, or you can bring your legs up one at a time and relax the upper body, relax the jaw, let the feet come right over your gaze so your abdominals are not working here. Start to bend your knees towards your chest. And then release one foot at a time down to the floor. Remove the block from underneath you, but keep it handy because we're going to shift the hips over to the right a few inches, let the knees drop to the left, and maybe you'll use that block between your knees or under your bottom knee. If you would like to lessen the intensity of the twist, otherwise you can just let the knees fall to the floor and then do what you like with your arms, maybe gazing over the right side, coming into a full spinal twist. Engage your belly and then lift one leg at a time back to center. Shift your hips over to the left a few inches and let your knees fall to the right with or without a block for support. Engage your core and bring one leg at a time back up to center and just straighten out your hips for a moment. And lay with your, keep your knees bent, and then let your arms rest by your sides, and just check in with your body for a moment. Notice what other stretches or movements you might need before you go into Shavasana. Maybe it'll be a repeat of something we did or something totally different. Really listen to the body and let that wisdom of your body tell you what's next. And then as you're taking your last movements, listening to your body, when you hear the bell, that'll be an invitation to officially move towards stillness. Let the sound of the bell call you to stillness, and if you are already lying down or sitting in stillness, let the bell call you to a deeper level of stillness. Breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, I am at ease. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, I am alive. Breathing out, I am here. Hineni. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. Breathing in, Feel the weight of your body as it's supported by gravity. And as your breath deepens, begin to notice the sensations in your body, the air against your skin, the sounds that surround you. And slowly rolling to your side to take a breath there before you rise up to this new moment. Let your hands rest at your heart. Breathing in, I am renewed. Breathing out, I smile. Repeat that on your own a couple of times. Breathing in, I am renewed. Breathing out, I smile. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free. May all beings be loved. And may all beings have peace. May it be so. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shalom.